I'm Caitlyn Dudas, a co-founder and the executive director at the Pet Sustainability Coalition. So today's topic is one that stretches us to leave our comfort zone. Racism, bias, and prejudice are issues that are loaded with shameful feelings. And in a society where we're so quick to expose the imperfections of others, it's far easier to choose inaction than to take a stand. And for many years, I allowed myself to take a back seat when it came to issues about diversity, equity, inclusion, and racism. I told myself that I was dedicating myself to a different global problem, a global problem about climate change and the environment. But here's the thing. It turns out that issues of social justice are actually tightly interwoven in climate change. The more you learn about climate change and environmental problems, the more I learned that these problems are impacting people of color on a far larger scale. And when you consider that a truly sustainable business is one that's able to sustain all inputs, whether it be natural capital, human capital, or financial capital, how a business impacts its employees, its local community, and the communities along its supply chain, it becomes clear that the way a business interacts with people is a critical component in its ability to sustain itself. The Pet Sustainability Coalition has a vision for a vibrant and collaborative pet industry that drives positive impact on the environments and communities where we do business. We take this holistic definition of sustainability that includes both environmental and social impact. And that's why, though it might feel non-intuitive to see the Pet Sustainability Coalition addressing diversity, equity, and inclusion, we are taking a stand. Pet ownership among people of color continues to grow. In 2017, 69% of Hispanic families and 44% of African American families owned pets. Despite this growth, the animal food manufacturing sector, which might be a good proxy for our own industry, doesn't even come close to mirroring the demographics of pet ownership. Animal food manufacturing is 84.5% white and only 30% female. Our industry is also not immune to wage disparities between women and men. In the US, women earn 80 cents on the dollar compared to men. This pay gap gets larger for women of color. African American women earn 62.5 cents on the dollar compared to white men. Changing these numbers feels big. It might feel daunting to many. But action is required for movement, and the rewards are worth the effort. Not only do we feel a moral imperative to take action so that our society and businesses are inclusive and equitable for all, but the benefits of diversity are well documented and compelling. As we begin to take action together, not only will we be better people, but our businesses will see better financial performance, higher innovation and creativity, and the ability to understand these new markets. The most vibrant communities are diverse. Diversity makes us stronger and more resilient. And if there's anything I've learned in 2020, it's a strong reminder about the importance of resiliency. Now, before I go on with today's presentation, I want to own that I'm a white person talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And being white isn't my only privilege. Not only am I white, but I'm also educated, I'm straight, I'm able-bodied, I live in a developed country, and I make above a living wage. These privileges don't mean that I can't be anti-racist, anti-sexist, anti-prejudice, but the privileges do mean that I do not know what it feels like to be oppressed because of my race, my sexuality, my ability, my class, my religion, or other pieces of my identity. And since I don't know exactly what that feels like, I need to elevate voices, opinions, and ideas of those who do know what it feels like so that they can be heard.